So option strategy app, this is the app is being given to you. So once you open the app, you'll be getting the information when your product is going to be get expired. So once it is expired, you can't able to use it. So you have to put the next. Here certain regulatory requirements are there. So we have given the disclaimer also. So here this is an analytical tool. We are not responsible for any loss of profit. So these are the regulatory requirements which we have placed here. So broadly, you will find out these four options here. Four different options. Option strategy builder, option intraday positional, option weekly, option arbitrage. So weekly options you can able to, there is only in the Nifty and Bank Nifty, weekly options are there. If you wish to use it for the intraday, you can use this one. And for other monthly options, you can utilize for this second option, manual strategy builder, where you can able to build the strategy. And the last option is option arbitrage. This arbitrage will tell you what is the mispricing in the option. So I'm just going to this last options first. So once we are going to this last option, I tap there. So here the stock future and index future will come. I am just selected the stock future. I am going for the SBI. Say SBI I had typed. So SBI life insurance and SBI both popped up. I selected the SBI. I just given the load button. So once I give the load button, so it will load all data of options of SBI and simultaneously it will calculate all the arbitrage values and flag. So if you can just look into here, it is telling that these are the strikes, nearest 6 strikes it has taken. So in this nearest 6 strikes, it is telling the premium, because today there is no market is holiday. So this is the closing premium 15 rupees 20 paisa. Its fair value should be 15 rupees 50 paisa. So here you have a 30 paisa less. So you are expecting our fair value is 15 rupees 50 paisa, but it is trading at 15 rupees 20 paisa. So 30 paisa less it is there. Same way if you go for the 90 strike call option, this also is having you 9 rupees 50 paisa it is trading. However, its fair value is 9 rupees 20 paisa. So 30 paisa less. But the put side is more promising. If you look into the put side, so if the fair value of this particular put options must be 11 rupees 32 paisa. It is quoting at 15 rupees. So 3 rupees 68 paisa extra value is there. 3 rupees 68 paisa extra value is there. So once you get this kind of information, how to make use of this, that is very important. So here 20 rupees, 20 paisa, 30 paisa, it is doesn't matter. But here if you just look into this, 3 rupees 68 paisa, there is a big difference. There is a big difference of 2 rupees 78 paisa. So 2 rupees 78 paisa to 3 rupees 68 paisa, there is almost a near to 1 rupee difference is there, and the lot size of the State Bank of India is now 7,700. So this is the lot size. So imagine how much money is there. So you can form a spread trade here. So spread trade you can able to form. Like here, if you sell it, you will be getting 3 rupees 68 paisa. If the time value decays over a period of 3-4 days, so this 3 rupees 68 paisa can reduce to 3 rupees 2 rupees like this way. And same time you can just buy 2 rupees 78 paisa to protect this one. To protect this one. So to protect this 90 rupees sell, you can buy once 177 rupees 50 paisa. So this can give you the gain once the price goes up, and this will not give you any gain after you initiate the price falls down. So one more thing is there. How many of you heard about the covered call or covered put strategies? How many of you know? If you know, you please type yes. If you do not know, then leave it. How many of you know about covered put strategies? So you buy a future, buy and sell a call option. So this will be known as a covered call strategy. Same way, if you sell future and sell a put option that is known as a covered put strategies. So now here the you saw one arbitrage thing here. So if I tell you here in SBI at this point of time, which strategy covered call is beneficial or covered put is beneficial? You have seen an arbitrage value here. If I ask you here, so call options are almost trading at their value. So only 20 paisa, 30 paisa difference is there. Put options are priced here. They should trade at 5 rupees, they are trading at 8 rupees. They should trade at 11 rupees, they are trading at 15 rupees. So if I tell you here, you tell me whether the covered call I should initiate or covered put I should initiate. What will be your answer? So Lakshmi Narayanan ji is telling that covered put, Rangarajan ji covered put, Amod covered put, Gopal Sen ji covered put. So majority of are telling that covered put strategies can be initiated because the put side is having more value to gain, or it is put is overpriced. So we should sell a future and sell a future and sell a put. And if you want to hedge this further, you can buy a call option, that is optional. Buy a call option to hedge this entire thing. So the trade terms, if I can tell you, sell a future of SBI say 185 I am selling, and I am finding out that 187, 190, 185. So all these things, if I am finding out that this all these things having a 30 rupees difference, so 185 call of put option I am selling. 185 put option also I am selling. 185 put option also 12 rupees I am selling. So by this process, what happened? 12 rupees I have protected my sell trade. So if the future goes to 197 rupees, I do not have any loss. I do not have any loss if, because 12 rupees I received, 185 I sold the future, I have to add this thing. So till 197 I do not have a loss. So if you further want to hedge this particular trade, you can buy 195 call option, 195 call option or 197 call option to hedge it further. So, but you got a formulated idea or you got a concrete evidence that this is the time to form a covered put strategy, not a covered call strategy. Whether you have understood. So my next feature of this software, I am going from the downward direction. So next feature is option weekly intraday. So option weekly intraday, if I can click here. So this is how my screen will be. If you can just scroll it up, you will find out that bottom part of this thing. So bottom part of this thing I have given. So bottom part of this thing I have given that the Greek symbols, option Greeks are there. So top part of these things, buy entry, sell entry, all these things is there. So I'm just going to analyze any of these things here. Index futures are only enabled because there is no stock feature for the weekly option. So if I'm going for the Nifty 2nd July, I'm loading the data. So this is how you have to just Nifty selected 2nd July expiry. So here, so it has loaded the data and call options. I'm going for say 10,300 call option. So 10,300 call option. So 10,300 call option. So after this load, I think that is the expiry has been changed here. So nothing to worry, we can look into this part. So here you have chosen 10,300 call option. It is trading at 155 rupees, and now the Nifty is at 10,383 level. So intraday, so here you have to calculate. Once you calculate it, it is giving you these infos. 10,496 when the Nifty spot crosses 10,406. That time you should buy this call option at 172. Your stop loss should be at sell entry level. If the Nifty spot falls down to 10,360, you must put a stop loss of 141, and these are the targets. And if you wish to sell the option also, you can sell it at 141, keep a stop loss of 172. These are the targets. Now going back to my all Greeks. So here I got the Greeks. So here I got the Greeks. So let the Greeks to come here. So you are getting here the buy entry price. So currently these are the Greeks. I have already given you one fantastic lecture on how to interpret the Greeks, how the Greeks are important. So here currently the Greeks are as follows here. So here your delta, you have a theta, you have a vega, you have a omega, you have a this Y symbol is your so this is the theta, this is vega, so this is omega, and this particular symbol notifications also you can get it here. So here if you just go down, here we have given this is omega, vega, theta, gamma, delta. So this already we have given. So here 2nd July, Nifty, same thing. Let me load it again. So post load, it is changing that date. So that is a technical flaw. So we can check it, that things. So here I have analyzed for the 10,300 call options and calculate button. So this is the thing I got it. So implied volatility 18.35%. It is for weekly options. We are talking about week. So that is a very important part here in the Greek, which is theta. So theta is 9 rupees 27 paisa. What does it means? Can anyone will tell? Here one very important parameter is theta. So Friday, if this option is being sold, and Monday 18 rupees 54 paisa would have been deducted. So this is what it says. And once you move to different targets, so first target once it goes, its theta reduces 8 rupees 90 paisa. Second target 8 rupees 50 paisa. So this also gives you, once you move to different targets, so your target 3, target 4, so this theta also goes on reducing. So this also one factor you need to understand. Once the call options add intrinsic value, the theta will reduce. So intrinsic value, so we learn one more thing, intrinsic value addition. Whenever intrinsic value we add in any option, that time theta reduces, theta falls. So theta decay will be lesser in the money options. So once the option become in the money, the theta decay will gradually reduce. So this is also one fact you have understood. Now we will be moving to the intraday and positional options, third tab of this particular tool. So here same way I have taken the stock and index is there. So I'm just taking the index here. So here I'm just choosing index and I'll be putting the bank nifty. I typed BA and the bank nifty pop up. So this is monthly options. So I'm just loading the data, and once I loaded the data, bank nifty all strikes has come, and now the reference is 21,530. This is where the bank nifty is trading. So here I'm just going for the call options. So suppose if I want to trade for the call options, other features I will tell you. So 21,500 call options, which is a pretty big premium intensity trading. So if I just go for the calculate, so this gives me instantly, it gives me the informations on IV, implied volatility, 38%. So 38% of implied volatility is high or low or medium volatile condition. Can anyone will tell me? It is index. It is index. 38% of IV is a high volatile or low or medium. All should answer. Whatever comes in your mind, you answer. If you do not answer here, then where you will answer? This is high. High. So for index and stocks, we have a different parameter. So different parameter. So here in the index, if it is above 20, we assume that it is high. Above 20 IVs or volatility, it is high. And if it is stock above 40, means whatever is the stocks parameter or scale is there, divided by 2. So here, so it is 38, it is pretty high IV is there. So now, based on this IV is more. So once the IV is more, which one will be more? So theta will be more, or vega will be more, or delta will be more. So which is the more riskier thing here? If IV is more, then which is the more riskier thing you can find? So here buy entry is suggested. So currently the option is at 1152. If it is telling you to buy at 1215,260, keep a stop loss 1099, and this will be the target. So if you are option buyer, whether it is advisable to buy here, the buying of these bank nifty options at this point are high volatility situation, higher IV. So is it possible to buy the options now? No, because whenever the IVs are more or high volatile market, so that time you must not buy the options. Many of you are buying options, and many of you have used to tell that no, in month of January it was getting good profit, but now I am not able to make any profit in the buying of options. I'm an option buyer. I don't want to sell. So every situation is not uniform. So January the IVs were low, the volatility was in the 10% band, so which was a medium to low volatile condition. Buying trade in option was advisable, but currently this buying trade in options is not advisable. And this particular volatility itself is selling also not advisable. When there is a wild move happens, selling also is dangerous. So you can form option strategies. So little bit we will just look into the Greek part. So here the Greek says fantastic picture, 25 rupees of sorry. So it is vega is 25%, and this says you the 17 rupees of theta decay per day. Every day there will be a theta decay of 17 rupees 60 paisa. So it's a great money. So if you want to form a plan or strategy to take this 17 rupees. This 17 rupees is not a small amount. 17 into lot size of 25. So imagine how much of money is there. That much of time value decay is going to happen every day basis. Every day basis, this much of time value. 9:50 to 3:30, this 17 gone. Next day 9:30 to 17, 3:30, this another 17 also gone. So now how you can convert it to the profit, that is for that you have to learn this. So you have understood this is the theta part. I am just stressing upon theta now because theta is more promising nowadays. So now the theta is very promising because of the high volatility. So can a lot of stuff to learn. So first you understand the software because this is being given to you, and if you cannot able to use this software, then there is no point in this particular software. So you have seen the intraday options. So now I am going for the positional options. Say I am just going for a stock future. I am just taking the SBI, say SBI, State Bank of India. I am just loading the data. Loading the data, you have seen that one put options we have just analyzed, and that put option was I have told you 185 rupees, which was having a mispricing 3 to 4 rupees more. So if we wish to check these put options, so I have checked the call options. So here I'm going to take the 185 put option, which is 12 rupees, I am going for positional. So which are the tab I have pressed? It was before call, I have brought it to put. So put color has been changed. I have taken positional. I am just going to change these things to 5 days. 5 days positional I am going to take it, calculate button. So once I calculate this thing, so here all the calculations has come. So I'm just slowly moving this, scrolling it down because many things cannot be visible in a small screen. So I am just scrolling it down. So you found out that the put options what we have here, the IV is pretty high, 56.64, 5 days, and it's these are the sell entry targets, means this is how the put options can behave. So here, once the SBI goes off, the put options will be in the reducing trend. So SBI goes to 204, you will get 4 rupees 50 paisa. If SBI fallen down, so SBI is currently at what price? So we have just discussed about one covered put. So here 84 rupees 35 paisa SBI is trading. This is the 84 rupees 35 paisa. Future maybe some 10-20 paisa difference will be there. So if from 84 it comes to 81, remember here 84 it comes to 81 rupees 40 paisa, the 12 rupees things will go to 12 rupees 50 paisa. So here the covered put strategy what we have discussed, from 184.50 we have seen there is a mispricing of 3 rupees is there. If it is coming to 181 rupees 50 paisa, almost 3 rupees here, and the options which we are selling at 12 will be trading at 12 rupees 50 paisa. So means this says that here you will be making 3 rupees almost, and you will be losing 50 paisa here. 2 rupees 50 paisa it can gain with a small movement to the level of 181.40. So if it is going to 79.60, 13 rupees 43 paisa. So this is what it says you, and we can also see its Greeks, how the Greeks are there. And this will be for the 5 days period. 5 days means at the end of fifth day. We are not taking that it is intraday. End of fifth day, if SBI is at 181 rupees and 46 paisa, then this option will be at 12 rupees 50 paisa. Currently it is 12, it will be at 12 rupees 50 paisa. At the end of fifth day, if this SBI goes to 190 rupees, then this particular option will be at 8 rupees 60 paisa. At the end of fifth day, if SBI comes to 173, it will be at 16 rupees 90 paisa. So whether all of you have option strategy. So the first couple of things I am telling you here. Most of the option pricing model used in any of this app, they are black and Scholes. Black and Scholes is a theoretical option pricing model. It is not a, so why any book you take, they will tell theoretical black and Scholes pricing model. Why not practical? So you are going to do the trades. Theoretically, you are not going to write any exam. So here, what is a practical pricing option model? So the practical option pricing model is the binomial option pricing model. We are also coming with the trinomial option pricing model post this lockdown. So binomial option pricing model, what it does, it doesn't have any formula for calculating IVs and all. Suppose premium is at 100 rupees, so it will take 2 years. So what will be the 99 and 98? Again, it will take 2 more weeks. It will again take 2 more weeks. So here by this process, this construction of tree will go. So this is first step, this is second step, this is third step. Like this, 5,000 steps it will go. And from these 5,000 steps, it will start counting backward to calculate the IVs. So once this IV calculation comes true, then many things in the options pay off, everything comes true. Fine. So this is the benefit of the binomial option pricing model. So when you come to the trinomial option pricing model, this tree will have three wheels. So this is how the binomial option pricing model is worked. So this particular tool based on the binomial option pricing model, number one. Number two, this tool estimate all your Greeks at each target level. Once the target changes, what will be the Greeks? So whenever you estimate the profit and loss, also different target levels, different Greeks will be there. So you can get a different projections. However, here the projections of profit and loss also differ, because when we have estimated this thing, say 38% IB was there. Though we have taken theta, vega, all this matters. But next day the IB fallen to 30. So all those vega theta also changed. So there will be a plus or minus 10% deviations from your projected profit. So this is applicable only for option strategy. So you have seen these three features. Now we will be going to this manual option strategy. So here what we do, we have the desktop edition has a different features. This mobile edition has a different feature. So I am just going for the mobile edition. So here Nifty, I'm just going and I'm just loading the data. So now say I'm going to form a 2/1 ratio call spread and put spread for coming 5 days period. So I just say that number of days 5. So I have already loaded the data. I am choosing the options. Automatically call and put has come. So here I am going for 10,300 call option, one lot. So I am selling, adding the component. So this plus button I am just pressing to add the component. So now I am just going for the 10,400 call options. So these two also, number of lots I am just taking 2. I am buying these things and I am adding. So once you add one component, it will be reflecting below. You can able to remove anything also. So once you added these things, so just hit in the calculate button and it will give you the calculations. So calculations, it says at the level of your 10,389, the strategy will take 2,200 profit. So here you are getting the profitability. So same way, if it is falling down, if it is going to the 10,000 level last year, so you'll be having a 8,000 rupees loss. If it is going to 10,700, this is the profit. So these targets are estimated for 5 days period using the volatility parameter on the day of 5th day end. What is the expectation in the Nifty? So on the day of 5th day end, the Nifty may be at same level of 10,389 or it can go to the 10,424. So these are the future levels. So now coming to the Greek part, so which is more interesting here. So when you form the strategy, what was the net delta in this strategy? Net delta was 0.5. What was the net theta in this strategy? This is 5 rupees 18 paisa. So once you move to different targets, how the delta and theta is moving. So this also you will get it. Then you will get a chart here. Payoff diagram, what they used to say. So there is a chart here. So here you will be getting a chart. So these lines are not meeting anywhere. So you are getting that there is a no break-even point here. Rather, once the price goes up, you are getting the different pricings. So here, if I just hit on any of this button, so if I just hit on any of this button, so I'll be getting, so here, say, so I'll be just tapping on any of this button. So the values would appear. So there is a, so 10,300 calls, then premium will be here. This one. So once you tap it here, so automatically you will get one allot that what should be the premium at this level. So that kind of things also. So you will get also downtrend chart level. So here downtrend chart level also, once it is, so it is a meeting point here. So this is a meeting point here. So this one is telling that 10,000. So this is the point underlying at 9,200 level only. So it is coming to a break even or no profit, no loss level. So once it is going to different higher levels, your losses will be more. So these losses can nullify only when it comes to the 9,200. So which I have tapped here and I have got it here. So fine, 9,218. Then we have also given a probability indicator. What is this probability indicator? Probability indicator says that what is the chances that this particular option what you have sold will become in the money. So here 10,300 call option is having a 50% chance to become in the money. However, the 10,400 is having a 49.98%, almost equal, round it to 50. So if there is a great deviation, say this is having 50%, but you bought say 10,700 calls, and this has a 48% of chances to become the in the money. So once this, because only 2 wings we have taken. If we have taken 3 more wings, then 3 will be different. So here, this 10,400 call option and 10,300 call option at least having the equality in terms of probability. But when it comes to higher strikes, if you take higher strikes, the probability may be different. So you have to look into this factor. If there is no equality between them, then say I'm just going back, I'm just adding this, I'm just adding one more strategy here. So fine, so same Nifty, so same Nifty, so here I'm just going for the Nifty and load data and position, it is not the same IV will maintain. So here I'm just incrementing. If after I initiate the position, IV increases by 10% or IV fall by 10%. So this also I can just add one more parameter here and adding this part. And instead of 10,400, let me take 10,700 call option. That too also say 3 to 4 lots I am taking and 3 lots I am taking. So I'm adding this one with the same parameter. So IV also I have incremented, IV decremented. So the profit estimations also have a look here. So here normal profit. So normal case, what will be the profit and loss? So if the Nifty goes to future, so goes to 10,357, 357, 357, you can get a loss of 3,405 rupees. If Nifty goes up along with a 10% increase in the IV, we have made it 10%. 10% increase in the IV, losses will increase. If Nifty goes up along with a 10% decrease in the IV, then you will come to it. Understood this part? Or anybody wants any further clarification? Many of you, the first estimation of the profit based on the current IV. Second estimation of the profit, if the IV goes up by 10% after I reset the position. Third estimation of the profit, if the IV fall by 10% after I initiate the position. So every position can be initiated with different IV parameters. So these two also you can able. So here you can just see. I have taken 10,700 call option. It has come to 49.8, 50 point this. So it can further fall also because it is the very beginning part of it. Also we have a grid scanner which can tell that all tradable strikes, what is their grids, their delta, their theta, gamma, vega, IVs, everything will come here. So this is the part of this mobile app, and this is one of the best tool which can help you for estimating any strategy. So there is a plus or minus 10% deviations will be there. So plus or minus 10%.